Hey everybody, welcome to Thursday Night Book Club. We are on chapter 8 of Get Over Yourself. I'm loving this book, and I think, by the way it sounds, everyone else is too. We were just having a little chat before we hit record about just referring back to all the good stuff in this book. And this was another good chapter. So let's talk about it. One thing that stuck out to me was to ask questions. I don't know how many times that she mentioned that, and I love that because we're never gonna get to the bottom of it or learn if they're into us, if we're not asking those questions. So I love that, and that's just so important in our business, and it's how we get to know people. It's how we get to know their goals, right, and what they want, and their dreams, and their why, and all that stuff. So I don't know about you, but I did find this chapter a little bit hard to relate to because we typically lead with the products, right? We don't typically lead with the business like she does. And so that was a little hard, to relate with. And then I don't do three-way conference calls with prospects. And I just wanted to talk about that a little bit tonight because I wondered if any of you do that three-way conference call with prospects currently. Anybody? Feel free to speak up. It's really not something our team trains on, right? We do the three-way calls or three-way chats after the person is signed up as an ambassador, right? That's typically when we do the three-way call. So this was kind of, a reverse from what we do. So I kind of, had a little hard time relating to that. But I'm wondering what you guys, just your thoughts and feelings are on that, getting these people on the phone with your sponsor before you sign them up. Let's talk.
I've never done it, ever, in my whole 2.5 years, but I can see how it would really be effective. I love the idea. I think it would be amazing, but I've never done it, no.
The only thing I think is that makes that a little bit trickier for some is getting that to work in everybody's schedule. And a lot of people who are working full time, I mean, getting that video chat or that three-way chat or whatever set up ahead of time, it gets trickier. And I think that sometimes it scares them off a little bit more, where they'll find ways to avoid it. Where on Messenger, like I use Messenger a lot, they have time to figure out how they want to respond and not be blindsided by something. I think that's what they would be scared of, is what we're going to come at them with, know?
Yeah, for sure. And she mentioned that a little bit, right? How they're just caught off guard but I mean, this lady is crazy successful, so this must work for her. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just wanted to talk with you guys tonight to see what your thoughts are about that.
I guess if it were me, I would feel like if I was the prospect, I would feel a little bit ganged up on. Mm-hmm. Like, even if they weren't, if it was like, 2 against 1, I don't know.
Yep.
Like more pressured.
Yes, I agree. And she mentioned that in here too, didn't she? Yeah.
I think it would seem a little bit less, what's the word I'm looking for? Like genuine or heartfelt from the person that is originally contacting me. I think that's how I would take it. Like there's a behind the scenes plot going on here, which there kind of would be, but I think that's how I would take it. But not to say that it doesn't work. I mean, it totally does.
Right.
I kind of go back and forth, like you said. We don't typically do it that way.
Right.
And it's not that that way is wrong by any means, but the way that we are doing it is also working for our team as well.
Exactly.
So I think there's different, so why throw a wrench in that if it's working, but there's different ways to do things. So.
Yes, that is what I'm struggling with this chapters, because what we're doing is working right now, you guys. It is. And I have very rarely in my business led with the business opportunity. Very rarely. And I just wanted to pick your brains tonight about that, because and how many of you after reading this book will lead with the business more often now?
I think I would be more brave knowing that it kind of makes sense that we are able to fall back on the products. And I think it's like an individual basis too. I mean, there's some people that I just know their personality, or you think you do, and you're just like, I could barely get them to even talk about the products, let alone the business. But on the other hand, I think it's good to still talk about the business, whether you lead it or you talk about it after the products. But I think that's one thing that I've learned, because I rarely talk about the business with people. And this book has challenged me to make sure you always mention the business side, even if they're just a customer.
Yeah.
Because you just never know. I mean, I had a few people just buy as retail today, and I'm like, but the flash sale, don't you see it? Like, you guys can save money, but they're afraid to commit.
Right.
And that's a big thing. And I think a lot of it is because of the money end.
Yeah.
That's a guess. But so at that point in time, I'm like, you know what? Down the line, as I keep my three-way chats going, I'm just going to be throwing in like, hey, did you know I would feel wrong not telling you about this? And then just give a little spit about the business side of it. Because maybe they don't have enough money, and this could be something that they could use.
Yeah.
But it's scary for me to do that too, though.
Yes, for sure, Christy. I agree. And I am a lot more apt the past 6 months to talk to my people about the business than I ever was. And I totally regret that. I do. I look at like the, what Brooke Hemingway suggests, as soon as you get that person signed up, you contact them and say, hey, how do you feel about putting a post on Facebook that you are starting this health and wellness journey with Plexus? And just getting them to put themselves out there right away, and boom, they get 3 people interested, right away, and boom, they catch the vision. So I wish that I would have done that. Looking back, it's kind of, it's kind of a regret. But so now I feel like I'm more apt to talk about the business after, we get the products, after they get the products, and talking to them about putting that first post up and stuff like that. So that's, definitely just this, how you learn, right? You're always learning in this business. So
that is awesome. Yes, Sue. Have all of you guys watched that video from Brooke? Has everybody seen that video? If you have not, you have to.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's brilliant.
And you know what? Yes. And some of you on here are fairly fresh and new into Plexus. Some of us are seasoned a little bit more. But if I have anything that I can say to you newbies, is that exactly what Sue said. Do not be afraid to tell those people to, let's share this on Facebook, or I have a script for you, or, let's put some on Facebook. I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
I wish I would have done it too, because my team would probably be, much larger, because.
Sal, was that video on YouTube?
Yes, it's on YouTube.
Okay.
Yep, it's on YouTube.
Can't think of what it's called.
Yeah.
I probably have it somewhere in one of my chats too, but oh my goodness, I just have to pause here a minute and
fun.
amazing.
Amazing.
So proud of you guys. That is a huge feat in Plexus, and
Yeah.
good job, Jen and Shelly. Way to go.
Yes.
Thank you.
Congrats.
So exciting. So exciting.
It's been fun. It's been a fun week.
Yeah.
It's been a busy week.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I know.
So worth it though. So worth it.
It is so worth it. And I just got done signing up a level 2, and I think that was the most exciting part of my week. I was like,
Yay! That's awesome. So exciting. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, good
What
job,
did you say,
ladies.
Jennifer? Jennifer was saying something. I missed it.
Oh no, I just said, and I feel like I don't even know what I'm doing yet.
Oh, yeah.
Been there, done that, honey.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. It'll be
we have
fine.
all been there. We
Yeah.
have all
I'm
been
just
there.
excited.
yeah.
Yes. You're just
Perfect.
along for the ride, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Super.
And you know
proud
what?
of
When you're excited, then people catch that. So do it now while you're excited because that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Awesome, ladies. So, yeah. So, where were we? I don't.
Well, Brooke Hemingway, we'll try and find that video,
Oh, yeah.
but really, any video by Brooke Hemingway, you guys, just watch it. She is amazing.
Yeah.
She is a diamond. She is re-enrolled, and she's an emerald. She's a diamond emerald, and her husband is an emerald. And this woman knows what she's talking about, and you know, she's on the leaderboard like every week, and sometimes in both, you know, both emerald and diamond.
Yeah.
So yeah, so watch Brooke in any video you can. She's incredible.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Okay. Well. Yeah. So yeah, I was just curious, you know, what you guys had to say about that. And another takeaway that I had from page 119 or 120 was the to give them homework after you talked with them, and we can still do that, you know, you're in your chat, or if you want to get on the phone with them, that's awesome. But I loved the homework questions. Didn't you guys? I think that it will show you if they're serious, right? If they're into you. And you know, it kind of keeps them accountable a little bit. And then, you know, it's all about setting up that next appointment time with them, so you can go over those. And then the why is so key, right? We talk about that all the time. Find your why, write your why down. What's your why? And a lot of times, you know, when you're discouraged, it helps to go back to that and revisit your why, you know, to realize why you're doing this, because it's not all leaderboard every week, right? We know that there's ups and downs. I was talking to my husband yesterday. I'm like, this business is a roller coaster. It's a fun one, you know, but just lots of ups and downs. But so yeah, any thoughts on any of that?
I didn't have thoughts on that, but I thought, you know, she refers a lot, this chapter is all totally about people signing up for the business, but
Yeah.
I thought there was a lot in here that we could use in other ways too, other applications, like her questions.
Yeah.
They're just good stuff to tuck away in our hat for
Yes.
other things too.
Yes,
You know?
I agree. I had a lot of those written down too, Janelle. And I loved the one on page 121 where you can't, I think me and Sal and Shelly were just talking about this the other day. You have someone that, you know, just is non-existent. They fell off the face of the earth. They aren't replying to you after 1, 2, 3 months. And I just loved her tip about saying, either leaving a message, or we could do a voice message, or in our chat, say, I'm good at my job. I'm good at following up. So until you tell me no, I'm going to keep calling you, or I'm going to keep messaging you. I'm going to keep bugging you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I loved that. And
Too.
I think I'm definitely going to start using that. And then Sal and I have another script that we use when people are not like replying to us, and it's just say, hey, Sal, how does that go?
Well, depends if it contacted you first, or either way, really, it doesn't matter if they won't reply after a little while. Logan, the guys from corporate, I was on a power hour with them, and they just said, basically go in there and just say, hey, I know that you were interested in Plexus at one point, and we chatted a little bit, and you were excited. This is if somebody, maybe you had a conversation previously. And then just say, I haven't heard from you in a little bit, so if you're not interested anymore, just let me know. I don't want to waste my time anymore. I don't want to waste your time anymore, or my time. So just let me know, and I can remove you from my contact list.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not kidding you. It works every time. I get replies quite quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So
You get good or bad reply? Or
no,
both?
just, well, they'll maybe say, yeah, you can take me off your list or whatever, but at least I'm getting something back from them.
Right.
I don't care if it's a no. I just want them to reply,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then when they do that, do you literally then you don't contact them again?
Nope.
Ever?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
They'll come around someday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes it's the opposite, right? And they'll be like, oh no, sorry, I just got busy. I've been meaning to write you back, and I want to order this now or something. So sometimes it's positive, but it puts the ball in their court, and it makes them really think that through. It makes them answer. So
I don't know if you guys mentioned this in the beginning or not, because I missed the beginning of the call, but I love when she says, let go of the fear of losing what you don't have. Like
Mm-hmm.
that hit home with me huge.
Mm-hmm.
And don't be attached to that no. That
Right.
there's don't let that. Yeah, I know. I agree. That struck me too, Shell.
Yeah, I agree. What else, guys? Let's just open it up. What other things did you have scribbled down, or any takeaways?
There were so many good things. I liked her wording about, she used it for the business. If this isn't something you're excited about, then maybe you're not a fit. I feel like sometimes we can use that with our people that aren't taking their products, drinking their water, and they're just kind of
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I think it probably wouldn't be a bad thing. I think me and Nancy actually just had a conversation about this recently. To say, you know what, maybe Plexus isn't right for you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
I did that with, oh, sorry, Janelle.
No, go ahead.
The last time I had a sign up when I was on the phone with her, and I had sent her emails of information about Plexus before. She had never seen it, so I had to explain like everything to her on the phone. And when I was on the phone with her, I said to her, this is something that you're going to want to commit to, and I need a lot of communication with you. Does this sound like something that, you'd be willing to commit to? And if not, then this is not going to be a good fit for you. So that's what I did. So she knew right off, like the first time, that, this was something that she needed to commit to.
That's
I
awesome.
like, yeah, I like how you said that phrase that you used about I need commitment and a lot of conversation. That's good. I really like
Well,
that.
because I see
That way they know,
yeah.
yeah, you're going to expect that they're going to expect us to contact them and message them. And it's not like, wow, she's like talking to me all the time now, but just to give them that little bit of like heads up, like, yeah, I'm going to be keeping tabs on you. That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had
Yes,
trouble
I'm stealing that too.
I've had trouble in the past with my loved ones communicating with me. So now I've been trying to make a point when they first sign up of what I expect from them so that it's not something so foreign later down the road.
Brilliant, Nancy. Yep. So important to set them up for success right off the bat, right?
Yeah, and I even mentioned that in my first post in my welcome chat in the three-way chats. I'm like, okay, 3 things: water, consistency, and communication.
Mm-hmm.
And I put it right up there with water. I'm like, you
Yep.
gotta talk to me. If you don't talk to me, I can't help you.
Yep, that's good. So important. Who else has something they want to share?
I have something if nobody else has anything to say, and it's somewhat related, but not. Speaking of the lines of people not like responding when she talks about getting a 3-way call together to talk about the business, or let's say products, for instance, I actually have a few people that I've set up 3-way chats. It's easy. They're ordered product and stuff, but they will not respond to a 3-way chat. And every once in a while, I'll get a response by a private message. And so I'm trying to find out the words. And I've talked with Chris about this too. And she's helped me out a lot. And I've gotten some people to respond. But do you guys ever have people that just, they ordered product, but they're not responding in your chats?
Anybody want to speak to that?
Yes, I stalked a girl. I don't even care. I called her, I texted her, I messaged her. I asked mutual friends. I started trying to investigate all the time. But yeah, I got the hint. Now, Sue, well, it doesn't matter who it is, but yeah. It doesn't stop me though from reaching out to them, even with sales and stuff. I've got 3 people for this belly buster that have not ordered in 6 or 7 months, 8 months. So yeah, I'm gonna keep stalking them anyways at random times, just so they know I'm still there.
I love you. Oh. Does anybody have any tips for Christy as far as when that person will not talk in the 3-way chat, but maybe responds, just one-on-one once in a while?
I think as long as they're responding, if try to do it all in the 3-way chat, but there are some people who just are not comfortable with it and they're not going to reply, and that's okay. As long as you can talk to them one-on-one, that's okay, as long as they're responding. You just want a response. So I would say if they absolutely will not, and have you tried, say they text you or something, they have a question, or they do Facebook Messenger privately. Well then, I train my girls to be like, take that over to the 3-way chat. Just copy and paste, just say, hey, I'm going to pop this in our 3-way chat, so Sally can be a part of it too. We can get you the best answers. And so copy and paste it into the group chat and just say, hey, Chris, so-and-so came to me with this question. You know what I mean? So that will work sometimes. Mm-hmm. But if they absolutely won't reply in a group chat, but they will to you privately, then just go with it. At least they're talking to you.
I have go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No, you go, Shell.
No, just because I have some that they just don't check their messenger much, and that's what we use. And so then if I can get in touch with them by texting and they actually respond, well, then I just go ahead and set up a group chat and texting with Sal and with them. But I just reiterate with them, like, you know, I realize that we're getting personal, we're getting down to the nitty-gritties with you, and yes, we're asking you about poop. However, it means we love you. and the reason that Sal is there for us is because she has, you know, over how many thousands of people underneath her that she has seen go through this process, and so that experience is valuable, and she can offer advice where I can't. And so we just want to make sure that you're getting to your health goals the best way possible, and they usually are okay with that, you know. But yeah, it's you do feel like you're stalking them a little bit, but I also try and lay it out there in, you know, right off the bat. And granted, I'm sure everybody does, and some of them still aren't comfortable with it. I just tell them, we're gonna ask you how you're pooping, and we're gonna ask you about water, and we're gonna want to know these things about you, and you're gonna get really used to these questions. However, you will be grateful in the end, because these are things that will help you. So
yeah.
And some personalities just don't. I grew up with brothers, so we talk about poop all the time. So it's like an everyday thing.
Aww, that's funny. Good stuff, Shelly. Definitely. Christy, what were you going to add?
Oh, I was just going to thank you guys. That's really good. And this one particular person that I'm thinking of, it is definitely an acquaintance. It's my boyfriend's friend's wife, and I was shocked when she even contacted me to begin with. And so we have kind of a distant relationship to begin with. And so I've just been really trying to work on commenting a lot, like on her Facebook post. I mean, she brings her little kids out skiing a lot or during that. So I'm trying to build that relationship a little bit stronger, you might say. So I loved all of your tips. I think it's really awesome. And I've even had thoughts, and tell me if this is a good or a bad idea, I don't know, but sometimes I just need to shoot straight with people. And I'm almost to the point now where, like, hey, you know, I'm sorry if I'm, you know, intruding, you know, but something like that. But I really want to be making sure you're okay and checking in on you. And the three-way chats, I know you don't respond to as much, you know, is that okay? Like, do I give them permission to be like, no, I'm not comfortable with that? And then once they answer, whether it's yes or no, then kind of say what Shelly had mentioned about just being, you know, hey, Chris, you know, she's been doing this for, you know, so many years, and she's got thousands of people underneath of her, and she's so knowledgeable, you know, and I just want to, you know, lead it on, I guess, into that way.
Yeah. I don't know if it's so much as we should give them permission, but I think it's more about reiterating to them why the three-way chats are important. You know what I mean? And helping them understand why. And even if it's saying, I'm kind of new to this, my sponsor has been doing this so much longer, and she's very knowledgeable, and she's going to probably be able to answer questions better than I am at this point. And we can learn together, and I trust her, and you can too. You know, so it's more about just building that trust and belief in the three-way chat. You know what I mean? Because Michelle mentioned here too in the chat, like they maybe feel ganged up on. Or, you know, worried about that we're trying to, you know, get them to do the business or something. So it's just all about, I think, just helping them to see the importance of that three-way chat, and that we're here to help them get the best results. And we can do that better and best by implementing this three-way. And that they can trust that.
Don't say sponsor though. Don't say sponsor.
Yeah, sorry,
right.
No, friend. Say friend.
Okay, say friend. Yeah, because sponsor sounds.
Yeah, don't ever say upline or sponsor. Just say this. Yeah, my friend. Yeah. Yeah.
And one other thing I want to speak to about that, Christy, is when you sign somebody up, do you give them the option, like Sue was talking to, about being in a three-way chat? Or do you just say, hey, I'm going to put you in a chat with my friend? Just say that.
I just tell them that I don't give them the option of
perfect.
that. Chris told me, don't do that.
No.
Just put them in there
Yep.
and introduce me and congratulate them, welcome them.
Exactly. Perfect.
Yeah, no, I don't give them enough.
Earlier, though, when you said, when you were going to talk to somebody about something and you just said, I don't want to intrude, or, you know, something like that, I would not say that, because the ladies who went to the Ruby retreat with me, like there was 3 of them on here, Vanessa Van Edwards, she's like, what do you call her? She's brilliant. She was our speaker, and she talked about priming. It was called priming. And when you open your mouth and start talking to somebody and say words like intrude, what is that priming that person to think? You know, that word alone. You know what I mean? So you're priming her brain to be like, she's intruding on me. You know what I mean? So you don't want to use negative words ever like that when you're talking to anybody in a chat or anything like that. You want to make sure that everything is positive and that you're confident and don't let them see that doubt in you.
Right.
I don't know. That's just something I thought of from the Ruby retreat. And her priming, you're always priming somebody when you're talking to them. You got to think really carefully about the words you're choosing.
Yeah. Sally, that is so good. I just started not saying like, sorry.
Exactly.
Don't know I say sorry like 10,000 times.
Yes, be confident.
So I'll like read it and I'll just keep rereading it. I'm like, that's another negative word. It's crazy though when you start proofing that. It was very eye-opening to me.
Yeah.
Well, it is.
How often I was like, I hate to bother you, but
I'm sorry,
like,
and it's they're right away like, oh, she needs to be sorry for something. That's what's
exactly. What does that do to them? Yep. That instantly.
Yep.
Exactly.
So good. And back to that, setting them up for belief in these three-way chats. You know what I mean? You priming them with those right words to know and realize that they need this three-way chat, that they're going to benefit from this three-way chat. You know what I mean? And that they can trust your friend. So it's all, those words. Yeah, just be very mindful of those words. Yep, very good point, Sal. That was probably the biggest takeaway I had from that, from the Ruby retreat and her speaking was that, because it's so important. You don't realize what your words are setting those people up for to feel, So yes, good.
That's awesome. Thank you. That's so good. And it's true. Like I've really learned, Chris had talked a little bit about too, like whatever you do, don't ever say sorry. Don't ever say you're sorry for anything.
She's like the sorry.
Unless if you, whacked him over the head with something, physically. But that was one thing. But that does, in addition to that, never, negative words.
Yeah.
I don't know why we feel like we need to say sorry. It's so silly.
Exactly.
Or use any.
Yeah.
This reminded me of, it's like related sort of, but it just reminded me of, I don't know if you guys remember Abby Kappa's video that she did during the Diamonds in December thing, where she talked about how your shame in network marketing is like a stink people can smell on you from a mile away. And I think wording and how, like, your posture around that has so much to do with that, and so much to do with, like, people can sense it. Like if you're being kind of like cautious and tiptoeing around it, or acting in some way like it's something that, of course you wouldn't want to do this, and there's no pressure to do this or anything like that. Like they can smell that, that lack of commitment from you being willing to just tell them that it's something that you really want to be a part of,
Yes.
They can feel those reservations for sure. You gotta be confident.
Yep. Good belief, Brittany. Very good point. Yep. Good stuff, you guys. I'm loving this conversation. So much good stuff. Yay. Anybody else?
I'm excited for next year, or I'm excited for next week's chapter, The Fortunes and the Follow-Up.
Yes.
Me too.
I know.
That was a good one.
Paging through that one too. Yep. Gonna be good.
I missed a good call. I just popped in. I had a sip and see with one of my my level 1s tonight. And she got
Yay.
so, but
No problem, Pat.
Good for you, Pat. No problem. All right,
as long as I
ladies.
keep
Anything else you want to add before we call it a night?
Good stuff.
Thank you. Thank you to everybody for all your tips. I love our calls. You guys are great.
looks like recorded, so I can hear them later.
Yeah,
Yes.
it'll be in the team
Yep,
page.
yep, we recorded it. Yep, it's being recorded.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, ladies, thanks so much for getting on. And oh, is Shelly Lays, she went super silver, right?
Yes.
Yay!
And Nancy
Congratulations!
is too.
And
Nancy.
Nancy,
Nancy.
yes, Nancy.
Yay.
So almost, I have a preferred customer that her order is going to go out next week. So once that goes, then I will be.
That is
I think
awesome.
Nancy, I think you are. I think you are.
Really? Because I'm I just checked before book club. I'll check again afterwards now, but I will be. If I'm not right now, I will be next.
That's awesome. Way to go, ladies. Good job.
Yes, amazing.
Okay, thanks for getting on, everybody. Have a great night.
Thanks.
too.
Good night.
Thank you.